What's up, everyone? It's your boy Scott. Welcome to the Scott Report and welcome to RWBY Recap for Volume 8, Episode 10. There's only 4 episodes left in this volume after this episode, so of course things are going to heat up after where we left off last week, with Salem ready to basically one-shot everyone, and Hazel ready to take the stand for the greater good, even if it would be in vain in order for Oscar to escape. But the biggest thing that we took out of this episode and we're going to talk about, Ironwood. Ironwood returns this week because, he had to sooner or later, especially with him being the second antagonist of the series at this point. And we kicked the episode off with him, of course, being upset that Robin and Crow escaped. And Dr. Watson was also taken by Cinder. So he orders his troops to bring them back alive, basically. I mean, we already know he's at the point of no return, yet I'm still surprised at just how far he will go to achieve his goals. It really does surprise me each and every time he's on the screen. And that's what makes him a good villain, I think, because at the beginning of this series, I never would have thought that we would be sitting here now, where we are, a man as noble as Ironwood being the second main villain in RWBY. I mean, we'll get more into that later. It's just still a big thing, especially if you've been with this series and have an attachment with this from the beginning and the characters, to see Ironwood just go down the path that he has. I mean, I'm still taken aback by it, even though it's been really like a volume and a half of this. First, that blast from the battle with Salem, Oscar, and Hazel. Wow. I mean, that thing sent a wave of light throughout Atlas that was seen by everyone. And this was probably one of the most visual scenes in the series to date. And it was so bright of a flash that they actually give you a warning at the beginning of the episode. So be careful, if that type of thing causes issues, you might want to kind of steer away from that one because it was really bright. I mean, it was a really bright strobing effect. I mean, like seriously, I think it even messed with me a little bit. But the effect left the surrounding area just smoky and shattered, and it's just a really bad condition. And then in the midst of all this, you see Neo just happily skipping away with the lantern, and that part was just absolute gold because it just fits her character so well. She's just happy with the chaos that's around. Everything is just red and cloud-like, and it just kind of looks like Mars. It's just a big cloud of destruction. And again, it's one of the most chilling scenes in RWBY in quite some time because this also caused quite a bit of collateral damage. I mean, especially with the headquarters of the military, and to make matters even worse, Ironwood also thinks that this was all his doing, and he thinks that he was the one that stopped the Big Grim. And I'm like, come on, bro, your weapons aren't that strong. And he's still on his villain agenda as well because he's like, well, shit, if it wasn't me, if it wasn't my bomb, I'm not going to let it go to waste. I'm just going to use it for something later. So, with that being said, he threatens to blow Mantle and rid himself of Team RWBY by extorting them in exchange for the safety of the people. Basically telling them to bring me Penny or it's all going to go up in smoke. I mean, this guy's really went down the deep end. This man needs to be stopped now. He even went as far as destroying the ship that came to help the evacuated people. I mean, Ironwood, he just has to be stopped. There's no redemption for him. Don't try to give me a redemption arc. He just went too far to turn back now. He just has to be stopped. Something else I didn't expect this week is for Dr. Watson, of all people, to bring me the favorite scene of the episode, as he clarifies his plan with Penny, and it's a little bit different than what both myself and Cinder thought. You see, he only planted a virus in Penny to make her lose control and open the vault, then self-destruct once that's done. Not actually control her, and that's one hell of a loophole. It's definitely not the one anyone wanted. And Cinder wants the maiden powers for herself, so she can't do that if Penny, explodes. Penny's resolve is also higher than the Doctor expected, and Penny really is fighting it off with all she has. This could end up being a big problem later on, needless to say, because now we can't really know the results or consequences of his actions or what he's doing with Penny. I do like that Watson owns Cinder a bit though by laying out every failure she's tried so far in her crusade to overthrow Salem. I mean, he's right. I know I don't buy her actually succeeding, and it looks like somebody else doesn't either. I mean, let's look at the tape. Her scheming caused Penny to be the Winter Maiden to begin with. She failed in trying to double-cross Raven and basically died, and she's going to fail here too. You can't just rage your way through everything and just make it work. You need intellect. You need a plan. You need a plan that actually works. And for that, Watson knows he's more valuable to everyone alive than anything else. Most importantly, again, I do tip my hat for someone actually telling Cinder this in series, that she's failed every time and she will again. And it was kind of cool and poetic in a way for it to come from Watson, because no matter how you feel about the character, he always seems to be the smartest man in the room, and his plans always seem to work. And for now, it appears that Hazel has perished in a blast, and Yang's team, now with Emerald in tow, regroups with Team RWBY. They understandably don't trust Emerald. I mean, she's put the team through too much to trust her completely, but they also realize that they need all the help they can get, especially from the other side if they hope to defeat Salem. Plus, you know, Oscar spent the whole everybody deserves a second chance thing, because I touched on this last week. We know that Emerald is just scared of Salem, which is why she never made a move or decided to do the right thing before. Oscar explains that the blast that was caused was basically a bunch of stored energy from Osman that he had stored up for eons. I mean, thousands of years in an attempt to stop Salem. The thing is, that wasn't all of the power. But it's probably still a good idea to preserve that, you know, keep it, use it for later, because if this was only a fraction of the power, or there's still some left, you can only imagine the type of destruction that would have caused if he would have went all out and used everything he had for that one, just by seeing what it did to this small area. So yeah, I think we need a better plan besides straight up nuking Salem. That's not going to help anybody in the end. I mean, the good news is that the people at Atlas were evacuated, but come on now, this is RWBY. RWBY never ends on a completely happy note, because the team doesn't have any time to rest at this point. They can't take the foot off the gas, because now we have to deal with Ironwood. They're forced to deal with Ironwood because reason is completely out the window with this guy. And they have to do something fast, because he is ready, willing, and able to just straight up blow Mantle to get what he wants. And innocent people shouldn't be at stake for his machinations. So yeah, that was this week's RWBY recap, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. So I cannot wait for next week. And we're getting closer and closer to that feeling that RWBY's gonna end, and we know he'll be back in the fall. It's been pretty consistent. Now we know when RWBY's going to come back, but that doesn't make the wait any shorter. So I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. As always, guys, thank you for watching. If you liked the video, go ahead and drop a like. And if you want to hear more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and also hit that bell so you'll be notified when I drop a video. And as I always say, until next time, you can be anywhere on YouTube right now, but you chose to listen to me. I really appreciate that. So thanks for stopping by. On that note, it's your boy Scott signing out. See you soon.